Dr. Mario and Puzzle League for Game Boy Advance. 2 puzzle games for the price of 1. Or something. In any case, this is actually quite a deal because you're not only getting 2 puzzle games, but you're getting 2 of the finest puzzle games ever devised, so you're bound to enjoy at least one of the bloody things. So let's start off with Dr. Mario, the puzzle game phenomenon where Mario and his dubious doctorate has to clear his test jar of viruses, and you do this by matching up capsules of the same color. 4 units down or across is enough to clear the bits, and if a virus is among them, you get points. If you're really skillful, you could perform change to gain more points. Once all the viruses are cleared from the jar, you move on to the next level where more viruses reside, and you could do the whole thing all over again. The interesting thing to note about Dr. Mario is how little the overall gameplay has changed over the course of its various incarnations. That is to say, if there were any changes to the core gameplay, you'd barely notice them. Playing Dr. Mario on the Game Boy Advance is almost exactly the same as playing the same game on the original NES, save for the obvious differences in presentation and whatever extra modes of play they tack onto these things. The concept is ridiculously straightforward and easy to understand. There's a fair bit of challenge in the higher levels as they tack on more viruses for you to clear out, and it's one of those games that's fly by rather quickly on a bus trip, if nothing else. And on the other side of the puzzle pie, you have Puzzle League, a game involving flipping tiles around and clearing them from the playfield by lining 3 or more of them up, down, or across, all the while more tiles start to rise from the bottom. In ideal situations, you could try for chain combinations that will not only clear more tiles from the field, but this can also freeze the tiles in place for a short amount of time, giving you a chance to clear out any tiles in the current playfield. As par for the course, if the playfield overlaps with the tiles, the game ends. Something that sounded good on paper. Now, with all due respect to Dr. Mario, which is a wonderful puzzler in its own right, I find that Puzzle League is the superior puzzle game. Not only is it stupidly simple to understand, but it is also an engaging and ultimately enjoyable little game. The learning curve here is practically non-existent, and it's very easy to get into a groove within the first 30 seconds of gameplay, or maybe even less. In general, both games control rather well with impeccable response time and precision. You can save your high scores if you care for that sort of thing, and yeah, not much to say in that regard. Sorry. I think I've said everything there needs to be said in the past minute or so. Graphically speaking, both games look good enough by GBA standards. Dr. Mario has some rather nice animations in regards to the various viruses and the good doctor himself, and the intermission looks alright for the most part. Puzzle League bears a much simpler design but still manages to look pleasing to the eyes and not come off as obnoxious. You have your choice of backgrounds to choose from and they all look fairly nice for the most part. None of it looks distracting, can't complain too much in this regard. Both games are well represented visually and are appealing to the eyes, good enough for me. Not much to comment on sound-wise, it's pretty decent fare for the most part. Dr. Mario has its usual selection of background tunes you could choose from, and they all sound like pretty nifty interpretations of those trademark themes. Puzzle League also has a share of musical pieces you could choose from, and they're all rather nice sounding and soothing on the ears. The kind of background music to put your mind at ease when attempting to challenge the puzzles before you. On a whole, this is a nice little compilation of 2 fine puzzlers in Dr. Mario and Puzzle League. Both games are relatively simple to get into, pretty straightforward, have a variety of different setups you can try out, and they make for nice little diversions. Of the 2 puzzle games on display here, Puzzle League is a generally better game overall, but you cannot go wrong with Dr. Mario either. Good quality fun to be had here, worth a look.